our lateral lunge. So this is one of the few movements that's actually lateral in this program. Starting off, we are going to get ourselves to a nice wide base. We will move to a different one in a second. So I'll get you to start, if you haven't done this before, start with your wide base, start with just body weight. If you've had injuries, growing injuries particularly before, this can be quite stressful on it, so just make sure that you're not overdoing this. Check with your physios before you try out these guys. So what we're looking for, we want our toes, trying to keep them pointed forward as best we can. You want your knee and your toe tracking in the same direction if you can do. Okay, so it has to turn it out slightly, you can do, but you just don't want to be this way. Okay, what we're going to try and do then is sit back onto one side, keeping the opposite leg nice and straight. So I'm going to keep this guy straight. I'm going to try and hip hinge, so my hips are dropping out behind me. Back is going to stay nice and tall. Drop down into it, and then come back to the middle. And straight away I can feel that groin stretching as I'm moving sideways. Okay, drop into it, come back to the center. Drop into it, come back to the center. Just from a side view, what you'll see a lot of is this. We tend to drive the knee forward, end up with sore knees. We don't want that to happen. We want to have it to be a hip issue or a hip hinge. So we want the hips to hinge back away. So we're almost sitting back, dropping down, and then driving back through. And you can see as I do that, I'm leaning forward slightly, but my back is staying straight. So I'm trying to extend through that. You'll notice as well that my feet don't move. Okay, that's maybe the starter version of this. You get a nice stretch in here, you get a nice little build up of the legs as well. You want to make that a little bit more advanced move. So we would start in our upright squat position, we would say, and then you would step, drop into your lunge, come back, and step back to your starting position. And that step back to your starting position is quite difficult and quite important as well. You just need to make sure that when you're doing that you're not swinging your upper body and all over the place. We want that to be as tight as we can, dropping down, back, square. Okay, you need to make this a little bit more difficult. You can introduce weights. Same kind of thing, shoulders back and down now as you're holding the weight. It will be a little bit more difficult to stay tall now because obviously the weight is going to pull you forward. Squeeze that tummy, step, lunge, back through. Step and lunge, back through. Okay, that is your lateral lunge. It's probably one of the more awkward and difficult exercises, but it is a really good exercise, particularly on the sporting field.